Hey guys, crypto update for you guys here. We will quickly look into Mara and MicroStrategy before we go into the cryptos. And yeah, let's see what's in the books right now. Also today actually, crypto is looking very weak here. But again, sometimes you get that run up into the late Sundays here before the markets or the futures are opening. So we shall definitely see what is up here. We will start with Mara. Again, Mara here has been stuck in that whole range for quite a while here. And yeah, now we tagged it there. We're rallying here. Any break of the blue here looks really, really good. Ideally, again, I would like to have a pullback before, but again, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the views here that, again, a break of that. And potentially we have something on our hands here. Again, mixed feelings still, because we are also, if we add a little bit of a bear flag there. So I'm not quite seeing like a bottom here, or now at least. Again, a full double bottom would be perfect for the entry potentially. But yeah, let's see here. Mara looking a little frisky. Again, usually you get the signs in these crypto miners before you see them move in the commodity or in the underlying asset itself. MicroStrategy here also has been correcting for the better parts of half a year. Mega bear flag here, excuse me, bull flag here, 3 impulses. So in theory, once we start to break the blue here, right, at roughly anything above like 300 to 320 is really, really bullish for the MicroStrategy, still holding that long-term uptrend there. So we shall see here again. If I think if MicroStrategy starts to break out before the Bitcoin starts to move, that's a really good indicator that you want to look for longs in basically any crypto. Bitcoin here, we are to go to the subs only here, where we have our basically have our list of cryptos. There they are. So this is basically a broader view of Bitcoin. Big neckline here, right? We had a big move down here, retest. That was the Trump, announcement with regard to the crypto reserve, or whatever you want to call it. Pullback, testing again, and we're actually on the verge of breaking down from this little fractal here. The moving average is still coming down, so a lot of pressure onto Bitcoin at this moment in time. So again, if we start to see these two miners not break out next week, then again, it's definitely a sign that the crypto market is definitely in a lot of pain here at this moment. Target to me, as long as we hold that breakdown, is the triangle low here at roughly 48. Excuse me, 78, my bad. Right there. That's the next one to look for, in my opinion. Algo, little early draw there. Did it pop? Of course, all the cryptos pop 10, 20, 30, 50, 100%, that day. Last Sunday, was it? Yeah, it was last Sunday. And now we actually broke out from this internal bad boy here. And now we're kind of grinding it, trying to escape. So it needs to hold. I think these lows here, you have these wicks here. It needs to hold. And as you can see here, the last time we got down to roughly 0.21, you were getting wicks, right? So we need to see a wick here today as well to reconfirm that level. But basically, we are stuck in this large flag here. And I think a good way to do it now is actually to extend the like that, right, where we have the next major pivot high. So that again, when we have such an event here where Trump made that announcement, I will call the trend line that is made from that, if you get a trend line that is made, like the Trump, crypto reserve announcement, So when that breaks, it's the trend line that was made due to that. So right now, again, I'm not really a big fan here. I need to see more of the algo. That was a lovely entry, by the way. I do believe that, again, if we are to get the alt 3, I do think we have a little bit more downside here still in the algo. But definitely we're not going to rally until we clear that red bad boy there. Dart here, still stuck within that channel or that range. So unless we break, we need to clear roughly 4.8, give or take, before anything bullish. And short term here, we have something like that. So again, we want to break the golden here and then the next one there. So let's change it and say anything above 5 here looks good. Again, I wouldn't be buying that internal there. It just looks a bit too weak. But again, above 5 definitely, then DOT is good to go. But for now, you can see here we're just stuck basically. No bidders. A lot of old doodles there. So this is Ethereum. We can zoom out and say this is not ideal by any means. We have this level going across here, all the way here at roughly 2,150. It's still holding barely. We have broken down from that little. I have two parallels going on here, but we definitely broke down from both of them. If we zoom in here, you can see we tagged it there. We tagged it right there, we bear flagged, and we broke down. So we, again, still overall, nothing for me wants to be in Ethereum. There's nothing technically that want to say, hey, I want to buy right here at this moment in time. It's still, we have broken the large bear flag. Yes, we are at support, but it's so much under pressure that I will say once we start to break this green one here, you can see we have 3 there already. Until then, as we speak now, I'm not interested in Ethereum by any means. So Fed here, again, I took a position here. I got stopped out very quickly. So this was basically that little squeeze that I was hoping to break up from there. And it has come down ever since. So since we sold at roughly 1.2, we are now at 0.5. So yeah, very, very ugly. And I do believe we have a little bit more downside here, like 10%. And then you can see, actually, we could see a bounce here. So if you want to buy the lows here for a counter trend rally at a roughly 50 cents, that makes a lot of sense, really. You can see here we have a downtrend going right there, more or less. And again, I could see that we're going to rally from like 50 cents to maybe like, 70 or so. And this one here. So yeah, again, the long-term entries are not there at the moment in time. Again, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and vice versa. So GRT, again, still a lot of things going on here as well, but the main takeaway is that we broke the support here. You can see this long channel, just like on Ethereum. It broke down, it back tested it, and it's now rolling over. And I do believe if you look at the green one here, we still have more downside to come. We are now at roughly 0.09 something. And I think we're going to 0.085 or so to tag that green trend line here. And then we have also been very extended, right? Look at the extension here. Do we want to measure the last one? That was 80. This one is 80. Makes a lot of sense here. So I think within the next 5-10% is a major bottom. Again, it's a lower low, I know, but we could see a counter trend rally from here. So yeah, Link, good old Link here, has held up better than Ethereum and GRT and all these guys. We are now in this little broadening structure. So that is what I'm looking at. I'm not going to play it any differently. I want to see that break there. And ideally, we get a tag here when you can buy into that with the stop below with the expectations of a rally. So yeah, right now here, it's just stuck in this channel. Nothing to really be eyeing at this moment in time here for me on Link. Near also broke down here from this wedge pattern here. This looks really, really good, by the way. But then we had the false breakout. And what happens when you have a false breakout is very, very often you visit the other side of the setup that you had a false breakdown from. And we tagged that, we punched straight through, and has been doing basically nothing for the better part of, what, 1 month or so. Flagging here, not a flag, but we are in this green channel, and until we reclaim the green and back in the blue, I'm not really interested. The only way I can become interested is if we hit the lower here of that golden here. You can see we have 1, 2, 3. So it's not technically complete yet because we need to have 4. Ideally, when you have 4, you have it with perfect symmetry and all that. So we could come to a point here if we get down to roughly, 1.8, I will say 1.8. That is, and you want to buy near, that is a great place to add a little bit. Again, you are definitely buying, not in a setup where you are having the momentum breakout or anything. So you're definitely trying to buy at good support here. But right here, right now, that's nothing for me really. Could we see a little counter trend? Sure, but ultimately I want to buy down here. That's my plan as we speak here. Ocean here, ooh, with a nasty breakdown. I see nasty one here. So last week Ocean, that blue trend line there broken, and now we're going to go way lower. We have some support down here. Again, these wicks here will act as support. But right now, heavy downtrend here. Can we do the 100% measured move just to see if it aligns with anything? Yeah, I agree. 1.1, excuse me, 0.175 here. If you can get it at that, you have the 100% measured move complete, and you are buying at the low of the channel there. So at that point, if we get down to there, you should at least see a bigger rally coming in. But definitely heavy bear market for Ocean on the long time frames, heavy bear market. Solana here, again, still struggling as well. It had some very good hopes here with trying to pierce the all-time high. We have the flag here as well. That looked really, really nice, right? We had the bounce, which was good. And then we broke down. We had the Trump announcement, which basically was a back test there. And now we're rolling over. So again, right here, it looks very weak. I do believe still that we are going to see that pivot low there at roughly 112 before anything good. And even then, I still believe that we could break that and see, roughly 100 for Solana. And when we get there, we will see how the structure is. And same thing as before, I want to add the trend line from the highs to the Trump announcement. And then I think if that breaks, that is your entry. XLM, still long-term looks really, really, really good. I want to show you really good, by the way, as we stand here. This is roughly, 6 years. I mean, it's just very gorgeous with the bull flag here at the end. So this is by far again, if I were to pick one that I'm the most bullish on long-term, it's XLM. Just given the whole, 6-8 years worth of fractal here. Short-term here, a bit of a different story. We had the pop there, again, the Trump announcement. We had a pop, boom, boom, boom. And then that's the pop, by the way. Backtest didn't hold, and now we're kind of like rolling over below the recent one there. So false breakout here, that's never good, right? So short term, I'm still expecting somewhere to see 0.212, 0.22-ish. And then we have also the third impulse low here, the big one. XRP, had, before it ran, it had by far the best setup that I've seen in a very long time. Look at that squeeze there. We finally popped with the Trump win, and we rallied all the way to the triangle high. That high as well is now support, as you can see, the recent triangle high. We ran to all-time highs, and now short term, a bit bearish, right? We had that mega surge with the announcement XRP, being a part of that whole reserve thing, and we have basically been giving it all back. So again, I want to see how it reacts once we get to, if we go to the 2-hour here, when did he announce it? It was right here. So we are technically there. We are technically here. You can see we're bouncing as well a little bit here on the 2-hourly. So we're all the way back to where it all started. So critical moment here. Otherwise, we risk of going down to the big 1.95. If that triggers for XRP, we could have a measured move roughly all the way down to here, the blue line, 1.13, and very close to the green breakout here. So at that point, anything between $1 and 1.13 is a buy level to look into. So very dangerous here for the XRP short term. Long term, I still think it looks okay, but definitely we could be in for some very red month here, or the next 2-3 months could be very red for crypto, given this outlook here. But remember, we have to break the neckline first in order to consider these levels here, but we have a plan, right? So again, crypto here, extremely red as we go for the last half of this Sunday. But again, usually 4 hours before we open the futures, you start to see cryptos getting bid up. Will that be the same here? We will have a look. That's all, guys. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.